just turning the light on. There, that's better. Now you can see me. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick future predictions reading to harness the energy of the full moon and just to see what we have in store here. Then after this, find me on Patreon and I'll be doing an incantation to open up our third eye or intuition. It'll probably be more of a meditation tonight because Pisces is more of a meditative energy than it would be an incantation for the general reading on Patreon, but definitely subscribe on the $6 Spiritual Truths tier, $5.99 tier if you'd like to watch that. But for now, we're just going to do a tarot reading, harnessing the energy of the Pisces full moon. And then, as I said, we will be on Patreon to follow this for my subscribers on there to do the full moon spell or meditation to open your third eye. So I have these little made tarot cards I created, but they're not, the art is not done by me. These are stickers. So these are actually stickers from Shein. They have tarot card stickers, and some of them are serious and some of them are kind of funny. And I thought, why not, instead of just using them as decorations, because I'm putting them up, I'm slowly going to be putting them up more along this wall where you guys can see them as decorations for Halloween and throughout the year. But I thought, why not, instead of just doing that, also putting them on index cards and using them as an extra tarot deck, because I can read them and I can interpret the pictures. Tarot is all up to the individual reader anyway. So I was like, why not? So I have an extra little deck now of some familiar symbols and some things that are new. But they're from Shein. If you guys want to order, they're kind of cute. They're these tarot stickers. And some of them I decided not to use, like, 'cause they're silly, like the beer. I'm not going to use that one. I'll probably use it for like decoration or something. But other ones are more serious, like, you know, the High Priestess is how it is, you know, or like the Three of Swords. They have a different take on them. They're cute. Or like, let me show you guys another one. The Fool. This is like a sinister, evil fool. So it's like a different interpretation of the Fool card. It's kind of scary. They should have made these. I would have been happier if they made these stickers a little bit bigger, but just as an extra little throwaway tarot deck, I thought it was fun to make it. So whatever. You know, I got these for decorations and stuff. And we're also going to use the full, so we're going to use this special little like oracle deck I made from stickers, and then we're going to use the full tarot deck, the fountain tarot deck. It comes up better with this camera I'm using. I'm using my good camera lately. That's why the sound comes in better. I kind of forgot I had this camera, sorry. So I was using the built-in camera and it was like kind of sounding like I was underwater, but that's why the sound quality is better now and you see me closer up because I'm using a better camera. Also, sharper picture too, where it picks up everything. Thanks for coming, Gigi. So we're going to do our reading and we're just going to ask what Spirit wants to tell us about what's going to be happening in the world. Like, what do we generally need to know with this Pisces full moon? So element of fire, carry our desires. And April, Mary, and Josephine, I am going to do your spells, don't worry. And also April, Mary, Josephine. Who was the last person? I think there was Patty. I'm going to have your spells done. Don't worry, but I'm sending them in the time frame I told you. So, you know, I'm definitely going to be doing them though. So don't worry about that. Where is my incense? Well, we'll do without it. The candle is good enough. Okay. So elements of fire, carry our desires. And we're just going to close our eyes and concentrate the messages that Spirit and my guides want to give me about what's going to happen in this world, what we need to know in general. What do we need to know that the Pisces full moon wants to tell us tonight? What do we need to know? Okay. What do we need to know? Spirit has a sense of humor. Okay, so I got the Protector, Coffee, and Eye Roll, and we're going to use the full tarot deck to clarify this. I kind of know what you mean, Spirit. You're trying to be funny, but what else do you want us to know? This is kind of funny. The first card we get is the Eye Roll. Yeah, I'm rolling my eyes about what's going on in the world right now, too. Okay. 3 more cards, clarification. Okay, 7 of Wands reversed, the Ace of Cups, and Justice. Three of Cups, Two of Wands reversed. Okay, so at this moment in time, the world is at a crossroads. I feel like this needs to be like that. Okay, it's just bothering me. At this moment in time, the world is at a crossroads. This is the heart of the situation. We are at the Two of Wands reversed. It's like we don't want to overcome this crossroads. It's like people don't want to make a decision. You know, corona, no corona, lockdown, no lockdown, right versus left, right versus wrong. I'm this and I'm that, and I'm right and I'm more right than you, and we're at a stalemate right now in humanity. There will be something to celebrate, but in order to celebrate, we have to accept that it'll be time to go on a new beginning with the Fool. We'll have to accept this new beginning and in a jolly manner. I can't say jollily. I don't think that's a word. And in a jolly manner, walk forward towards that new beginning. We've got to be enthusiastic about it and have a vision for this future. And part of that means cracking open what no longer worked and moving on to this new phase of reality. So the egg cracked open, the world cracked open. The writing on this is a little blurry, but it's the World card. So I look at this as the world as we know it cracked open. And us going towards this ending and new beginning of that new world. Because in the past, or in the recent past, a lot of us have been rolling our eyes or have felt like we were in despair, like the eye roll, like, oh my God, again, another city is burning, another this is happening, another that is happening, again. You know, a lot of us have been rolling our eyes, or really not just rolling our eyes and apathy, but afraid. It's time to release that frustration, Seven of Wands reversed, of the past. And it's time in the present to embrace love and to be the protectors of ourselves and others, and to do what is going to protect ourselves and ours the most. What does that mean to you? What does protection mean to you? What does standing firm in protection, in your own power, mean to you? What does it mean to you to feel solid in your truth and in your knowledge and what you believe to be true? What does that mean? Because in the future, you're going to have to wake up and smell the coffee if you haven't already. You're going to have to use something, not literally coffee, but use something. Some catalyst is going to wake you up. If you're not already woken up, some catalyst is going to wake you up and wake the world up. And it's going to bring greater justice and balance where there wasn't any. And this is not in the name of necessarily SJWs. This is not in the name of necessarily rioting. This is in the name of finding a middle ground somewhere. Seeing the truth despite polarized sides. This is the only way things will resolve themselves, is finding a middle. Because until we can find a middle, we will see the opposing sides cracking open the earth as we know it. And we will be stalled from this new beginning. What one must question is, who wants the opposing sides? Who wants the opposing sides? Who causes the opposing sides? Is it really our leaders? Is it really our two sides? Or is there somebody else who seemingly appears more neutral causing the opposing sides? Is it some force that wants this to happen? We need to be able to think critically in these times about what's really going on. We need to be able to trust our intuition. The High Priestess, this one's pretty. I wish they made these a little bigger. This one's a really pretty one. We need to be able to look beyond just what we see on the cards, right? We need to be able to, right? Read the cards like she's doing, but also close our eyes and know within what the truth is. Because we all know, whether you read cards or not, whether you use tools or not to predict the future or know the truth of reality, you know in your heart what's true. It's time for us to come together in appreciation with the Empress, to come together to root ourselves back in those natural things, in nature, in grounding ourselves and rooting ourselves into what matters and realizing what doesn't matter in life. and knowing that we can still create a better future, but it's up to us not to get sucked in to either side over the other, to wake up and smell the coffee of the deception of the moon, of the trickery, of the lies. Now let's use the full deck. What else do you want us to know aside from what's going on in countries with the pandemic and with the political race right now in the United States? What else do you want us to know besides those things? Like, what do you want us to know in general about the direction the world is heading? There is one last piece of the puzzle that we're missing. So there is one last piece of the Eight of Pentacles that is missing. There's one last piece of the puzzle. Thanks for coming, Farida. I appreciate you. Thank you, Gigi. There is one last piece of the puzzle missing, and we're not trusting our intuition about it for some reason. We are overwhelmed with choices right now. We're at a crossroads where there are many different parallel realities that can occur. And we're about to leap into the future and go full speed ahead. There's things are going to escalate and go faster and faster than they had ever been before. The Page of Pentacles is trying to offer us an opportunity for stability because we had been left out in the cold for so long with instability within the world. They're offering us this opportunity to love deeper, to love greater, and to have the celebration. But because we're at this crossroads and refuse to make a choice other than the two choices we're given, we charge ahead into an ending and a new beginning. But this ending and new beginning can only be happy with the sun if we release the frustration from the past, if we release the frustration from the past. It's giving me the same messages. I think I keep hearing a message that we're, as a whole, as a collective in the unconscious and the consciousness of humanity, we're at a crossroads in which we have a choice. And many people feel like the choice is right or left, SJW or traditionalist, patriot or, you know, rage against the machine or resistance, lockdown or no lockdown, no COVID or COVID. I should be saying that word, but I'm not really saying much about it, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal on here. We're at a crossroads where we're thinking very black and white, and Spirit wants everybody to know that there is another direction other than those two directions. We don't have to go one way or the other. This world doesn't have to be forced into one reality or another. You don't have to be forced into one reality or another. Justice will even things out, will settle the score. We have to allow ourselves to be bad, and I don't mean bad. So the cheat day, how could we interpret this in this reading? We have to allow ourselves not to shame ourselves for thinking differently, but to say, hey, that's okay. Instead of like a cheat day, like a diet day, this is my day, cheat day, to think differently outside of the paradigm day. The tower is going to make it all crumble down and fall apart in a pile of bones instead of a skeleton. Because I've had this chance, I've had this new beginning, this ending, this new beginning, after much hermiting, self-reflection, to recognize 10 of Cups is possible. Love is possible. This new growth, this Empress is possible, but it has to be releasing the two polarized opposing sides, the Five of Wands reversed. Change and a positive new beginning can only be when one rejects the paradigm, the matrix. Part of the matrix and the paradigm is the two sides. One side may escalate the agenda faster, as I've said in another video that I've since taken down because I feel like it was too polarizing. Unfortunately for my audience, I don't regret saying it, but I took it down. If you want to watch it, I'm going to put it on Patreon, the one about Trump and Biden. There's not any one choice that's really better than the other. There's just one that's going to send the agenda faster in the direction that it wants to go than the other, but the other will eventually get there. It'll just be stalled. Spirit is saying neither direction is the direction. Neither future is the future. Being so set on one side is not the answer to this problem. In fact, being too set on one side and arguing with the other side is exactly what is wanted, is exactly how this is designed. The clouds may seem like they're moving in, but something surprising is going to happen. Something shocking is going to happen. What shocking is going to happen? What's the shocking thing that's going to happen? There's going to be some great loss of some kind. It may be, I don't really like predicting deaths, but I'm just going to throw it out there and say it. There's going to be like a death of some kind that might be surprising with somebody. I don't think it's going to be somebody who's been in the news lately, like a huge person, like a really, really famous person, but somebody who's perhaps mildly famous or somebody who's in the limelight somehow. There's going to be something that happens with them. If it's not death, it's going to be a loss of some kind or an expose of them, like something will expose them. And it's going to allow good luck and growth to flourish because of this. It doesn't mean that if they pass away, it's a good thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not a horrible human being. It just means that something good will come of it. And there might also be the slandering of somebody's character or the marring of somebody's character. Something's going to come out about somebody that's going to put them to bed, meaning they no longer can show themselves as the person they once were in the public eye. And it will help something. It's going to help something. It's going to increase the positivity about something. It's going to bring order to something. I'm not really sure what all of this is. I don't think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think this is literal death. I think it's a loss of their character. So it's a death of their character. It's a death of something within who they are as a person and how people perceive them. The world will go through a time where they feel deceived and left out in the cold, but then they will return eventually to this time of sharing, of nostalgia, of a time gone by after a great loss. Reaching out of the ocean, gasping for air, and trying to find balance is what people are trying to do amidst the chaos. It involves taking a leap of faith into a new alternative direction. Everybody right now watching needs to know looking at things differently and taking a chance is a good thing. Sometimes we have to let things fall away or old paradigms fall away in our lives and also in the world in order to make a positive change. And sometimes it means not being foolish, not being naive, but not giving up hope that a better tomorrow is possible. Because we are all creators in this. We are all actively participating in the creation of this. We don't necessarily have the power to fully change the paradigm. I saying a prediction doesn't mean it's going to happen just because I say it and I control the universe. However, we do have a part in our own realities and creating our own realities and giving birth to our realities. We can't forget to enjoy ourselves. We can't forget to enjoy ourselves. Part of creation is enjoyment. Part of creation is being able to indulge. Part of creation is not living in fear. Part of creation is, instead of getting caught up on sides and arguments and fighting, it's just enjoying. It's just living your life day to day. And even that small act helps the paradigm shift. It helps to release this anger, release this backstabbing, frustration, Five of Swords reversed. It helps us to, even though we thought we couldn't, it helps us to release this pain from the past. And even though we thought we couldn't persevere, Nine of Wands reversed, it helps us to understand intuitively, the High Priestess, the trap that we've been placed in, the corner we've been pushed in with only two choices. Enjoying yourself and focusing on your own enjoyment and focusing on what you could do to make your life better and make somebody else's life better really does help the collective. It helps the collective because the birds or the enemies no longer have power over you. Helps the collective because you're enjoying instead of paying attention to them. It cancels them out. It helps the collective because even though it seems like a mountain to climb, like a huge feat, despite everything that's going on, to be in your joy, to be in your bliss, it helps produce that good luck of the fish, the riches that come with the fish, both literal and emotional. Finding love, love of your life, enjoyment in all ways for you, those who are watching. It helps to produce growth. It helps to open your energy up so you can receive others who are also on the same wavelength. It helps you to go in an alternative direction. War and peace is what we're facing right now. We would like to have peace, but we're at war. Many people will come to revelations in the coming months. Again, they will take chances that they hadn't thought they were going to take before. They're going to go in a direction they hadn't thought they would take before. There will be much friction to come in the coming months. But things will fall into divine order. Again, we want to reiterate that this does not mean divine order based on who the president is, who wins, who doesn't win, who does this, who does that. Divine order will fall into place when more people awaken to the truth that there's a third way. When they are given enough space and time to realize this. When they rediscover themselves. And ultimately, that will be the revelation. The revelation will be that there's a third way to be. That there's a third way to exist. That not everything is so polarized. It's only then when we will see an end to the violence and the chaos. It's only then when we'll see an end to all of the domination and control. People have to make a commitment to find a middle ground with one another. Until that happens, there will be strife. Strife will continue. Strife possibly will continue the next 4 months and escalate. Because again, we keep getting this crossroads card in different forms in all of these decks. The crossroads means we have a choice. But what choice we take, we don't really only have 2 choices, but this is what most people think we have. That we only have 2 choices to be, 2 choices to side on, 2 choices to go in, 2 choices that we're forced into, is what most people believe. And so most people are likely to choose one choice, but more unlikely choice. The more unlikely choice. They will be happy with the unlikely choice. And they will feel like there is growth because of this choice and hope because of this choice. You as a viewer watching, the message that we want you to know, you as a viewer watching, you can choose option A, option B, option 1, option 2. You could choose right or left. But ultimately, it's still part of the paradigm. So you can choose, you have free will to choose one of those sides. And this is what is fated to happen, that one of those sides will be chosen. But there is also a choice not to participate. There is also a choice to stay outside of that paradigm as much as you can. And that's the message they want to offer to you today. Release the frustration, release the madness. Go within your heart and soul. Let the sun shine on you again. Release this burden. Go within. You know what the truth is, ultimately, despite what's going on in the collective unconsciousness. It's time to plan ahead for a better future. It's time to plan ahead for a better future. And part of that is recognizing that you have the strength, you have the stamina, you have the ability, you have the determination to go your own way. The Time Lords say that yes, there are many things that are fated, that are in the continuum of time, and they are difficult sometimes to resist. Once we're already on a path, it's hard to break that path. But with more and more people awakening to the third way, even if a third way is not given to us in an election, It's not given to us in laws that are made or decisions that are made. If we still consciously choose the third way in our day-to-day lives every day, that in and of itself can help shift the paradigm. Because yes, there are some things that are fated that are already escalating in the direction that they were fated to go, but our destinies are our personal existence that we can mold day to day and help shift the continuum. It's your choice to take that chance by doing a small act of defiance or a small act of choosing a different way or making a different decision to help balance the scales. It's up to you. It's up to you to be this unicorn, to be this, you know, 1 out of 1,000 who chooses to go not one way, not the other way, but down the middle, down your own way or back that way in a different direction. It's up to you to choose to be that, no one else. And when you do make that choice, you are the magician of your own life. Don't ever forget that. You create your life. Yes, there are circumstances that are fated. We want to say that again. They want to keep repeating. There are circumstances that we can't change, that are out of our power. Not every single thing is law of attraction. If it was, I could law of attract purple rain right now. Where's the purple rain in the room, right? I command it to be here. We don't law of attract everything in our lives, but we do law of attract the things on a personal level, and we do law of attract the energy we give out to the universe. And that energy we give out is what will change the continuum, is what will bring us closer together as a humanity, what will bring us back to this joy of life and enjoyment and togetherness, and what will bring forth that new message to the universe that we're ready for a real change that doesn't involve either side that's participating right now. So that's all I have to say, and thank you guys for watching. I feel like I'm done. I'm getting a little bit drained right now. And I appreciate all of you. Hi, the girl from Germany. Appreciate you for coming. I haven't seen you in a while. I remember, I think your handle might have been different. I recognize your picture. But thank you for coming. Thanks, Terry. And I hope you all have a good night. So I will talk to you later. And just to answer your question really quick, Terry, it looks like, yes, in the next several months, you should get a job soon that you'll be happy with. Trust your intuition. The sun will be shining, and there will be a new beginning for you. So that's what I pulled out for you. I hope you have a good night. And again, if you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. Thanks all for watching. Bye-bye.